You know what nobody wants to talk about? The moment when Cupid's arrow turns into a parking ticket. Yeah, that beautiful moment when your soulmate becomes about as exciting as watching paint dry in slow motion during a tax audit. But here's the thing they don't tell you in those Hallmark specials, and this is the beautiful contradiction of human existence: we've created the most elaborate con game in history, and we're both the mark and the grifter. We've turned biology into poetry, hormones into destiny, and DNA manipulation into divine intervention. It's like calling a McDonald's Happy Meal fine dining, technically food, but let's not kid ourselves about what we're really consuming. Arthur Schopenhauer, and I love this miserable German bastard, he saw through the whole charade like a X-ray machine at airport security. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, what you call love is just your genes throwing a block party, and you weren't invited, you're just the venue. The man understood that romance is nature's ultimate pyramid scheme. Everybody thinks they're getting rich, but only the species is making a profit. Think about it, we've got this thing called living together, which is really just systematic mystery elimination. It's like being a magician who insists on explaining every trick while performing it. And now, watch me make passion disappear by leaving my dirty socks on the bathroom floor for the 847th consecutive day. Poof, romance becomes a missing persons case with no suspects. We've turned intimacy into a beautiful oxymoron, comfortable passion. That's like organized chaos or military intelligence, or my personal favorite, honest politician. You can't have both, folks. You can be comfortable, or you can be passionate, but trying to be both is like trying to be simultaneously on fire and soaking wet, messy, impossible, and somebody's going to need therapy. The Westermark effect. Now there's a fancy scientific term for what your grandmother knew instinctively: familiarity breeds contempt, and contempt breeds separate bedrooms. Scientists discover that people raised together don't want to sleep together. Shocking revelation. It's almost like evolution figured out that variety is the spice of life, while routine is the salt that kills the snail of desire. But here's where it gets really twisted. Society has convinced us that losing interest in your long-term partner is like coming down with emotional erectile dysfunction. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you burning with desire for someone you see picking their nose at breakfast every morning? It's like asking why Christmas loses its magic when you work at the North Pole year-round. Modern relationships are like all-you-can-eat buffets for the heart. Sounds great in theory, but after the third helping of the same emotional casserole, you're just going through the motions and wondering why you're not satisfied. We've created intimate strangers, people who know everything about each other and find that everything incredibly boring. Schopenhauer called it the trap of nature, but I prefer to think of it as biological clickbait. Nature promises you eternal bliss, but delivers suburban ennui with a side of shared Netflix passwords. It's the ultimate bait and switch: come for the passion, stay for the joint mortgage. The cruelest irony? When men wake up from this hormonal fever dream, they're treated like they have a disease called insufficient appreciation disorder. The same society that sells them the fairy tale then shames them when they discover it was written by committee in biology's marketing department. It's like being angry at someone for not enjoying a movie after you've told them the ending, shown them how the special effects were made, and made them watch it 365 times in a row. Traditional societies had this figured out. They kept the sexes apart like matter and antimatter, knowing that controlled interaction creates energy, while constant contact creates, well, Tuesday. They understood that scarcity creates value, while abundance creates indifference. It's basic economics, applied to the heart. But we're too enlightened for that now. We want total emotional transparency, which is like wanting completely visible magic tricks. Once you see how the rabbit gets in the hat, the show's over, folks. Mystery dies under fluorescent lights faster than vampires at a tanning salon. The beautiful, terrible truth that Schopenhauer saw, and that society desperately tries to hide, is that losing interest isn't malfunction, it's function. Your emotional operating system is working exactly as designed. The madness lifts, the fog clears, and suddenly you're looking at your eternal love the same way you look at that exercise bike collecting dust in your basement, with the dawning realization that you were temporarily insane when you made that purchase. But here's the real kicker: the moment when you stop wanting what you used to desperately crave, that's not death, that's birth. You're not becoming less of a man, you're becoming more of a human being. The puppet strings get cut, and for the first time, you're dancing to your own music instead of biology's elevator soundtrack. Peace, it turns out, is passion's smarter, quieter brother. It doesn't make your heart race, it makes your mind clear. It doesn't promise you the world, it gives you yourself. And in a culture that mistakes intensity for significance and chaos for vitality, choosing peace over passion is the most radical act you can perform. So the next time someone tells you there's something wrong with you for not chasing what no longer moves you, remember, you're not broken, you're awake. You've graduated from nature's community college of emotional manipulation and earned your PhD in not giving a damn about things that don't matter. And that, my friends, is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your real one. Asterisk, a man can do what he wills, but he cannot will what he wills. Asterisk, Schopenhauer knew that free will is the ultimate oxymoron, but consciousness? That's the real prize. And consciousness, unlike passion, doesn't come with an expiration date.